Prepare yourself for what comes next, since what lies here is extremely odd and will leave you with hundreds of doubts about what you have just seen. Observe.
For the weekend, President Trump tried to ramp up the pressure on Senate Republicans using his weekly address to urge them to repeal and replace Obamacare and finally deliver on a campaign promise Republicans started to make 7 years ago.
It was captured by a person who noticed an anomaly while watching the news. He quickly took out his cell phone to record what at the time had him completely terrified. It happened on a live newscast in the United States. You can see the reporter giving her story, but if you look closely, there is something extremely strange that begins to happen with her neck. What we can see here are strange contractions that a human cannot perform, movements that are usually linked to reptiles. What do you think happened here? Do you remember one of our first interesting paranormal videos, where it showed this journalist giving her report when suddenly her neck began to deform? At that moment, we associated it with something paranormal that happened on TV. But over time, other theories have emerged based on videos like this one. And for the first time in 7 years, an incident like this happened again.
Action is more clearly determined. Walk us through your initial reaction to that court ruling. Do you feel like you and your team are in a good position to address this legally moving forward, or what do you want to see happen next?
Yes, I mean, look, this was a really important next step. Early this morning, the legal team filed an amended petition with the court, and we're ultimately asking the court to send Rumessia back to Massachusetts immediately and to release her from custody. And just about an hour or so ago, we received a court ruling.
Some say they are reptilians placed in important positions of power to keep us under control. But another group believes this is a flaw in reality, an anomaly or exaggeration of the body that can occur randomly, such as when an NPC in a video game contorts and engages in unusual behavior. As if it were a change in the textures, a design error that occurs after a certain animation is executed. What do you think? Something normal? A flaw in reality? Reptilians? As usual, you have the last word. What to see now is a disturbing recording sent by a subscriber who did not want to reveal his identity. However, in his email, he explains the case of the woman you now see on the screen, who overnight began to experience strange disturbances that made it very difficult for her to fall asleep. She said that she would wake up in the middle of the night, hearing voices that seemed to be talking very closely to her. It stayed like that for a few days, until one morning, she found this. In the footage, you see the woman crying, carrying a black object, accompanied by the singing of the Holy Quran. But the most impressive of all is without a doubt that strange figure in the shape of a human face that comes out from under the skin of her forehead. According to the disturbing history of this video, it is believed that the voices that the woman heard at night came from the face formed from her forehead. Our subscriber says that the neighbors nearby of this young woman believed that it is possibly a curse carried out by someone who wanted to harm her. It may be some sort of demon that was not only satisfied with tormenting her at night, but went further and wanted to make itself present in the most frightening way that has ever been captured in images. For a minute, I ask you to put yourself in her place and think, what would you do if one morning when you looked in the mirror, you found this thing embedded in your face?